Just moments ago, Donald Trump personally kicked Keir Starmer out of the White House press briefing room, a move no British Prime Minister has ever experienced. The doors slammed behind him as cameras caught the stunned faces of UK officials and American reporters alike. Within seconds, chaos erupted online and in London. With social media lighting up and markets beginning to tumble, Trump didn't just humiliate Starmer. He sent a message that decades of diplomatic norms could no longer protect him. The American president stood at the podium flanked by flags, declaring that Britain had crossed a line and anyone in Starmer's position who failed to respect the United States would face immediate consequences. The political earthquake has begun, and Starmer's grip on power is now hanging by a thread. For years, tensions simmered between Trump and Starmer, fueled by disputes over trade, intelligence sharing and allegations of UK interference in American politics. What started as subtle warnings in private meetings escalated into public jabs and media clashes. Trump repeatedly criticised Starmer for failing to uphold what he called the special relationship, framing the UK as unreliable and out of step with American interests. Meanwhile, Starmer struggled to respond, caught between defending British sovereignty and avoiding a direct confrontation with the most powerful man in the world. By the time the White House doors swung open today, the tension had reached a breaking point. Years of political chess culminating in one dramatic, historic moment. Chaos erupted the moment Starmer was escorted out. Cabinet ministers scrambled to regroup, aides whispered frantic updates, and the press went into a frenzy capturing every detail. Stock markets reacted instantly, with British shares tumbling as investors realised the political upheaval could have far-reaching economic consequences. Social media ignited, with clips of the confrontation going viral worldwide, sparking outrage, disbelief and endless speculation about what would happen next. Nigel Farage and opposition leaders seized the moment, amplifying Trump's actions and questioning the stability of Starmer's government. The UK's political landscape had shifted in real time, leaving both citizens and allies stunned. Trump stepped to the podium shortly after the incident, flanked by American flags, and made his reasoning clear. He accused Starmer of years of undermining the US-UK alliance, citing alleged interference in American affairs, failed trade negotiations and a lack of loyalty. In his signature direct style, Trump framed the removal not as personal, but as necessary for the security and prosperity of both nations. He praised Britain's true allies and hinted that the UK could regain its standing only under new leadership committed to transparency and partnership. The speech was calculated, leaving no doubt that this was a deliberate and historic intervention in British politics. As news of Trump kicking Starmer out spread, Westminster erupted into confusion and outrage. Cabinet ministers were filmed rushing into emergency meetings, while MPs demanded immediate explanations on the House floor. The pound dipped sharply against the dollar, and financial markets reacted in real time to the unprecedented political shake-up. Social media went into a frenzy, with viral posts showing stunned crowds outside Downing Street, pundits speculating on Starmer's next move, and opposition figures seizing the moment to question Labour's competence. London felt like a city in shock, grappling with the surreal sight of a foreign leader directly intervening in its political affairs. The shockwaves hit beyond the UK global markets, reacted instantly, with British stocks plummeting and investors scrambling to assess the implications of Trump's bold move. Washington insiders confirmed the White House had coordinated with allies to send a clear message. Britain's leadership was no longer trusted. NATO partners and EU officials quietly assessed contingency plans, while American tech giants paused investments in London. Diplomats described the scene as unprecedented, with world leaders watching closely as Britain faced both a political and economic storm, all sparked by Trump's decisive action against Starmer. Inside number 10, panic set in immediately. Cabinet ministers argued openly in emergency meetings, with some demanding Starmer resign immediately and others pushing for damage control to salvage the party's image. Leaked notes revealed rising tension between Labour MPs, with senior backbenchers openly criticising Starmer's leadership and questioning how long the party could survive under his command. Meanwhile, opposition parties seized the moment, using the public humiliation to rally support and frame Labour as weak, untrustworthy and incapable of handling international relations. The government was paralysed and trust in Starmer's leadership hit rock bottom. Across the UK, the fallout was immediate and dramatic. Crowds began gathering outside key government buildings, waving signs and chanting slogans that highlighted the perceived failure of Starmer's leadership. Ordinary citizens, veterans and activists all took to the streets, portraying the Prime Minister as a leader who had embarrassed the nation on the world stage. Social media exploded with clips of Trump physically ejecting Starmer from the building, creating viral moments that fueled outrage and mockery. Hashtags condemning the Prime Minister surged into trending lists, while memes and commentary spread faster than traditional news coverage could respond. Local news stations scrambled to cover the demonstrations, which now included thousands of participants in London, Manchester, Birmingham and Liverpool. Meanwhile, newspapers ran scathing editorials questioning Starmer's judgment, his ability to maintain international alliances and his fitness to lead, effectively turning public sentiment overwhelmingly against him. The combination of physical protests, online virality and relentless media scrutiny created a perfect storm, making it clear that Starmer's political credibility had taken a historic blow. As the dust settled, political analysts began warning that this was not just a momentary embarrassment for Starmer. It was a historic collapse of authority. Trump's unprecedented public humiliation had sent shockwaves through the Westminster, forcing ministers into emergency meetings and sparking frantic negotiations with opposition leaders. International allies from the EU to Commonwealth nations expressed concern, with whispers that Britain's credibility on the world stage had been irreparably damaged. Banks and markets reacted immediately, with trading floors in London entering a state of panic as investors reassessed Britain's stability. Meanwhile, Trump signalled that this was only the beginning, hinting at future economic and diplomatic moves designed to enforce loyalty from foreign governments. Within the UK, public opinion shifted rapidly, with pollsters reporting a sharp decline in Labour support and a surge in support for figures like Nigel Farage, who positioned themselves as the country's new voice of stability. Streets across major cities were filled with protests and heated debates, while online forums exploded with videos and commentary dissecting every moment of Starmer's public humiliation. Newspapers ran headlines questioning whether Britain could still be trusted as a global partner, while diplomatic channels scrambled to repair the nation's reputation. Every news cycle focused on one question: could Starmer survive this political earthquake, or was the UK entering a new era where Trump's influence dictated domestic leadership? The stage was now set for a transformation of British politics unlike anything seen in a generation, leaving the nation and the world watching in stunned disbelief as the ramifications of this historic moment began to unfold.